mean, I definitely would love to play again next season. I've enjoyed my time here the last couple seasons, and would enjoy the opportunity to be able to come back. Um, from the team perspective, I mean, I'm sure Sam can answer that better than I can. But hopefully we can at least have some conversations about it, in the very near future.
How you feel? You feel like you still can go, you're gonna play some more?
Yeah, no, there's no question that physically I feel like I can still make a positive contribution to the team. Obviously with Russell going down, I was asked to do a little bit more than maybe what anybody expected for the most part, but I felt like I was able to to do some things that I can continue to do, and I've always prided myself on working hard, staying in great shape, and striving to get better. Even at this point in my career, I don't want to settle for what I've done in the past. So at this point, I'll just take a step back, after last night, and like I said, hopefully I have the opportunity to talk to Sam and to the team in the very near future, and go from there.
Do you like the way? Would you like coming in at mid-season, or would you prefer to play it full season?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think for continuity purposes, I think for some of the things that I bring to a team, helping establish those things right from the beginning can be helpful. And so definitely wasn't by design, that I've come in mid-season the last, couple years. So, if I'm fortunate enough to have the opportunity to come back here or play anywhere, I mean, I think at the start of the season, start of training camp, when you're building the habits and the foundation for success, I think that's a better situation.
Hey, Derek, I was with you in LA when Kobe, at the end of the 2011 season, you guys lost to Dallas, described it as a wasted year of his life. Right? You remember that?
Yeah.
He threw that one at KD, and he had a different take on it. That this year's not a waste. That even the way it ended and Russ getting hurt. What do you make of that answer from Kevin, that and the way he sees things? Yeah,
I mean, I think when you think about the stages of their respective careers at the time the question was asked, it makes a difference. I mean, if Kobe was 25, his answer may have been different at that time, but to be 15 years into a career where so much had been accomplished already, I could relate to that answer at that time. But I could also relate to Kevin's answer today, that to accomplish what was accomplished last season, to lose a talented player like James, to gain a talented player like Kevin Martin, but have such a completely different roster from a year ago and still win 60 games, and still be one of the best teams in the league. I think one of two teams to win that many games this season. That says a lot about the direction of this organization. And so I can see why, Kevin will still be optimistic about where things can go in the future.
There's some people who hear his answer though and go, "Oh, he's not a killer, right? He doesn't want it." Is that mischaracterizing him to make that leap?
Yeah, in my opinion, it would be. Toughness is not always, how you show it and try and show it off. There's a toughness that doesn't have to be talked about or, kind of put out there for display. And I think that's Kevin's style. That's, who he's about. And, I think other teams in the league see it that way also. I think everybody would like to have him on their side instead of against him.
Derek, where have you seen this team grow or mature this season, and where do you think it has opportunities to grow heading into next year?
Well, the toughest part about this business once you become successful is replicating that and doing it over and over again. And so to take a team that went to the NBA Finals a year ago, lost, and like I said, come back and win 60 games in the regular season when most teams are generally bored after making it to the finals. Nothing compares to playoff intensity, playoff adrenaline. So to come back and be better than everybody else 60 out of 80 times is not easy. And this team was able to accomplish that. And so that's a huge step. It shows a level of respect for every time you step on the floor, respecting your opponent and being ready to play. Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, back-to-backs, 7-day road trips. The team was ready to play. And so that says a lot. In terms of areas of growth and getting better, just continuing to understand the smallest details that make the difference between winning and losing, and how important those things are. That'll be where those small margins of increase can happen for this team. It's hard to go from 60 to 70 wins. But, when you think about the way we lost some of these games against the Grizzlies, the difference between winning and losing is not as huge as some people think. And it's unfortunate it ended the way it ended for us, but I think we can take that from this season and understand how important those things are.
The Memphis series was 4-1, but it was much closer than that. Was there one thing missing, Fish? Did you see what was missing for Oklahoma City to survive and move on?
I don't know if anything was missing per se. I just think that we, collectively, we didn't finish the games. Despite the percentages and the offensive rebounds and the stats and the numbers, the reality was each of the 5 games at some point, with a few minutes to go, we had a chance to win the game, and we didn't four out of those 5 times. And so I don't think you can't make the excuse of not having Russell when you lose by 2 points or 4 points or you go to overtime and you lose. That's not having a particular player because the losses were about a loose ball or a box out on a rebound or not getting back and getting matched up in transition. I don't care what 5 guys you put on the floor in the NBA, you're supposed to be able to do that. And we didn't get it done.
Derek, I know you're not quite thinking this far ahead yet probably, but given the way the guys talk about your leadership, the way you're able to address them, do you see coaching at all in your future or down the road?
I don't envy NBA coaches. I really don't. I love the game and I love the details and the nuances of trying to be your best on a daily basis. But I've been so fortunate to have played for so long. I don't know if I want to transition into something as grueling and grinding and stressful as coaching. I would like to find something that's maybe a little less stressful. But as most athletes find out, it's hard to leave something you've loved for so long. So, I can't say never, but definitely not at the top of the list at this point, for sure.
So politics would be less stressful, right?
No way. Not a chance on that one. That at one point there was some slight interest, but that has gone to zero.
They still call you Barack Obama?
No, I don't. Talk about having a tough time right now. Losing basketball is not that big of a deal.
About working in the league?
No.
He'll of course have some ups and downs, but for a guy like Reggie in his second year to go from playing in the D League to start the season, becoming the backup point guard, and then starting in high-level playoff games, how impressed have you been with the way he's handled all of that?
Yeah, I mean, even listening to you describe it, you know, I think it says a lot about who Reggie is and what he's going to be able to do as he continues to learn and grow and, you know, understand how to continue to get better. To think about a guy that hadn't played much at all and essentially almost in a rookie season, even though it's his second year, to be able to do the things that he was able to do on the court, I think it's a testament to his work ethic, to his level of professionalism. You know, Reggie's oftentimes one of the first few guys in the building every morning, you know, putting in that extra time that it takes to be good and to be great. And so there isn't anything more gratifying, I think, as a player than to see the hard work you put in play itself out on the court. And I think he was a perfect example of that this year.
We saw a lot of examples of just the fan support the nights we got off the plane and all those fans were out
Yeah.
there at the arena during the playoffs. We just kind of compare this fan base and what they've shown you during the postseason.
Yeah, no, I mean, coming here last year, I learned firsthand how special the connection between the community and the city and the people and the team, that relationship. You know, part of the tradition, I guess, for new players joining the team or to go visit the Memorial Museum. And it helps you understand where the cities come from and, you know, how passionate the people in this city feel about the team and how it symbolizes the growth and the prosperity and the strength, you know, of a community and how you can bounce back from one of the worst tragedies to ever happen in our lifetime. And so when you see the fans out there at 3 a.m. when you get back from a road game, you know, as happy for you advancing out of the first round as winning the championship. You know, last year was uncommon territory. I'd never seen that before. This year I wasn't surprised. I'll never get used to it, but learning what I learned about the people here, it wasn't a surprise to see it this year. It's who they are, and still one of the best places to play in, you know, in the league.
Derek, this is a
That's one of the last things.
change in topic, but I have to ask, are you aware that Billy Hunter filed a lawsuit against you today? And is there anything you care to say about defending your time in charge of the NBPA and your involvement in the lockout negotiations?
Yeah, no, I literally just became aware before I walked in the room. So, I mean, I won't be able to, or I guess won't choose to comment at this point. Obviously, any type of legal situation, you have to be very careful about what you say. So, I guess at the appropriate time, I'll be able to respond or make a statement. But I understand you had to ask. I appreciate you asking. And
I mean, is there anything you care to say just about your tenure there? And I imagine you'd stand behind your history in charge of the Players Association.
well, no, I mean, I'm still serving as president now. You know, my term won't be up until our next annual meeting, which will be sometime this summer. And so, you know, that's, I guess, my comment at this point. Like I said, with it being a legal matter, I don't want to go too far, but I appreciate you asking and being generous with my limited response, I guess.
Thanks, Fish.
Yeah.